In our previous discussion, our topic of understanding was in chemistry there are two types of reactions, reversible and irreversible. Irreversible reaction goes to completion, whereas reversible reaction go for what? A special kind of state that is known as equilibrium state. In the beginning, rate of forward reaction is more. As the time passes, then rate of reverse reaction starts. And I told in our yesterday's discussion, a time will come here, rate of forward reaction becomes equal to the rate of reverse reaction. That time the reaction is said to be in the equilibrium condition or in the equilibrium stage or in the equilibrium state. Okay, that time further change the concentration of whether it is the reactant or product is not there, it remains constant with passage of time. So this was our topic of discussion. Today we are going to discuss one more small law which is related to the chemical equilibrium. This law also comes under the chemical kinetics. We are going to learn in the next year 12th class. But time being, let us make use of a small part of that law in 11th class in this chapter to understand how this law is applicable for the chemical equilibrium. So I welcome you all, my dear students, for today's session on a law related to the chemical equilibrium. This law is given by Goldberg and the Wag. Okay, these two scientists together they give this law is called as what? Law of mass action. The important word is what? Mass action. Mass is in action. So nowadays we are using for the mass in during chemical reactions the word concentration. Concentration is what? It is the number of moles in a water in a particular volume, that is called concentration. But earlier they were using in place of concentration active mass. Okay, so what is active mass? Active mass means mass which is active during the chemical reaction, which is consuming. Okay, that much only. There, see, they were taking randomly earlier. How much mass was consuming? That was called as active mass. Afterwards, we came to picture Avogadro, mole, exactly we are weighing, then we are getting good result. So active mass is nothing but what? Concentration. Okay. So this law states about the active mass or concentration of what? Reactants. What the law says? The law states that the rate at which a substance react is proportional to its active mass, and the rate of chemical reaction is proportional to the product of active mass of the reacting substances. Okay. The rate at which a substance react is proportional to its concentration or active mass. Means less the concentration, less is the rate. More the concentration, more is the rate. If you take less mole, so in less time it will complete. If you take more mole, it will take more time, more rate. Okay, that is the meaning here. So the rate at which a substance react, whether it is a reactant consumes or product forms, okay, is proportional to its active mass or the concentration. Okay, so that means what? Straight away, what is the conclusion here? Conclusion is more the concentration, more is the rate. That's all. Okay, less the concentration, direct variation, direct relation. Let us see how it is done by using simple equation. General equation: A plus B giving C plus D. This is reversible in nature because only reversible reaction goes for the chemical equilibrium. Okay, right. In the beginning, A plus B gives C and D. After some time, C plus D start giving A plus B. A plus B giving C plus D, C plus D giving A plus B, and a time will come, they are in the equilibrium. Okay. Now, what is the rate of forward reaction? Rate of forward reaction is equal to what? What is forward reaction? Forward reaction is what? A and B reacting giving the C and D. That rate depends on what? That rate depends upon the concentration of the both reactants A and B. More the concentration of A and B, more is the rate. In the same way, what is the rate? What is the rate of reverse reaction? Rate of reverse reaction is what? How much C and D forms? how much it is giving A and B, that also what proportional to the mass only. That means rate of forward reaction is directly proportional to the concentration of the reactants. Because reactants are two, therefore I have taken concentration of A and concentration of B. Square bracket indicates what? Concentration or the active mass. Okay. And if there are two reactants, so I have taken two. If there are three, how many are there? All those reactants are taken in the equation. In the same way, a rate of backward or the reverse reaction is proportional to the what? Active mass or the concentration of the products formed. So more the product, more it will decompose and give A and B. Less the product, less it will decompose and give the A and B. So that's why it is proportional to concentration of C and D. Okay, right. Now let us remove the proportionality sign. So RF equal to, this is KF. This is called constant for forward reaction. Okay. Now this is the concentration for the backward or the reverse reaction. KB. B for backward. F for forward. But when the reaction is in equilibrium, what is the condition? That time rate of forward reaction is equal to the rate of reverse or the backward reaction. That means RF is equal to RB. What is RF? RF is KF into A into B. What is the RB? KB, C into D. So both are equal now. Both are equal. Now what I am doing? I am taking both constants one side. So KF upon KB equal to CD upon AB. This is constant, this is constant. When two are constants, one more constant, main constant, that is called equilibrium constant, concentration. See, in terms of concentration, okay. When the reaction is in equilibrium, that time equilibrium constant is nothing but what? It is the concentration of the product by the concentration of the reactant. Okay. So this is what? This is the mathematical expression for equilibrium constant for a particular reaction. Here, the reaction is general in nature. When you take exact example, then you write accordingly how many reactants are participating in the chemical reaction. For example, N2 plus 3H2 gives 2NH3. Okay. So what is the equilibrium constant here? Equilibrium constant equal to what? Concentration of the products ammonia by the concentration of the reactant nitrogen and the hydrogen. So in general speaking, equilibrium constant equal to concentration of the products by, it is the ratio of concentration of the product to the concentration of the reactants. Okay, right. Now this is the data obtained from the actual experiment. So reaction between hydrogen and the iodine to give hydrogen iodide was conducted. Okay, and the chemical equation for this is H2 plus I2 gives 2Hi. For this, this is reversible in nature. Therefore, this reaction goes to equilibrium. That time they calculated equilibrium concentrations for reactants and the products. So here is the data. See, in the beginning they have taken, okay, concentration. When the reaction starts, they react and give the HI, but after attaining the equilibrium, these are called equilibrium concentrations. Okay, so concentration of the hydrogen and the concentration of the iodine and the concentration of the HI product. Okay, so these are called equilibrium concentrations. Right. Now look at this table. This tabular column is what? They have taken the concentration of the product by the reactant. Okay, product by the reactant. The value you see, value is not same. Big difference is there. 1800, 1600, 14, 15, 19, 790. That means when we take the ratio of concentration of the product is to the reactant, that time this is the answer. But what is this? This is also ratio of what? Concentration of the product and the reactant only. But what difference is there here? Difference is here they have taken care of how many molecules are participating in the chemical reaction. This is only what? This is only H2 plus I2 giving HI. But if you go as per the balanced chemical equation, H2 plus I2 gives 2HI. No, the 2 is not taken care here in this column. But in this column, the 2 is taken care here. See, 2. Concentration of the product raised to the power 2. That time, when they have considered the stoichiometric number or the number of moles which are taking part in the reaction as per the balance of the chemical equation. That time, if they go for the ratio of concentration of the product is to the reactant, the answer is almost same. 46.4, 47, 46, 46, 46, 46, almost close. That means, what is the conclusion? Conclusion is, using the law of mass action, write down the equilibrium expression. But before you go for the writing equilibrium expression, that time please take care. Please check that whether the reaction is in balanced condition or not. Okay. This equilibrium expression holds good for the balanced chemical equation, and that is constant. That is called what? Equilibrium constant. That's why we write equilibrium constant equal to what? Concentration of the product raised to the power. How much is it? That much by concentration of the reactants raised to the power. How much they are participating in the chemical reaction. Okay, right. This holds good, correct, but not this. Now, earlier I have taken example what? A plus B reacting C plus D, that's all. But here what I have taken here? A moles of A plus B moles of B giving C moles of C plus D moles of D. That means some moles are formed here. Some stoichiometry I have taken. Okay, number I have taken. That time what rule says? Rule says equilibrium constant is equal to concentration of the product raised to the power. Which what is power? How many moles are participating? So C moles of C and D moles of D are participating. So I have taken C and D. In the same way, concentration of the reactants. So their moles also taken care. That's why in the previous example, H2 to the power 2 by H2 to the power 1, I2 to the power 1 was holding good. Okay, that's why this is the equation for general equation, general chemical reaction. Right? Okay. Please here. A moles of A, B moles of B giving C moles of C plus B moles of D. Okay. Let us write equilibrium constant for the this reaction. Okay. For the forward direction giving Kc equal to this one as usual. Okay. Right. Now, if you write equilibrium constant for the reverse reaction, that time this becomes the reactant and this becomes the product. So this will come in the numerator, this will come in the denominator. Okay. So numerator by denominator. Right. Now, here what is this? Concentration of A, this by means what? CD by AB equal to what? Kc. AB by CD equal to what? 1 by Kc. That means, what is K prime C here? K prime C means it is the inverse of Kc. Are you clear? So Kc is what? This is. This is for forward reaction. But for the reverse reaction, it is this, nothing but 1 by Kc. Okay, right. Therefore, the reaction is what? Kc equal to inverse of 1 by Kc prime, or Kc prime equal to inverse of what? Kc. Right? Okay. Now, please see this equation. Let us not take over the data here now time being. So Kc this much. Okay. Now what is Kc prime? 1 by Kc. Right. Now here, one more is there, Kc double prime. What is double prime here? What he has made here? He has made what? This equation N2 plus O2 giving 2NO. Or 2NO giving N2 plus O2. He has divided this equation by 2. So 2NO by 2, N2 by 2, O2 by 2. That means NO giving half N2 and half O2. For this equation, if you write the equilibrium constant, it is what? It is N2 to the power half into O2 to the power half by concentration of the NO, because it is only one. That means, instead of writing like this, if I write a square root of Kc prime, what is Kc prime? Kc prime is this one. If you take square root for this, so square root for N2 means half. Square root for O2 means what? It is half. Square root for NO2 to the power NO raised to 2 into half equal to what? 1 only. That is here. That means, if Kc is this much, what is Kc prime? Kc prime equal to inverse of Kc. What is Kc double prime? Kc double prime equal to square root of Kc prime. So here there are three equilibrium constants. One is Kc, other one is Kc prime, and the Kc double prime. And the interlink is what? It's only. Okay, right. So in general, I have written here. Okay. So this is the relation. Please go through. Now, let's go for what is meant by homogeneous equilibria or the homogeneous equilibrium. Homogeneous equilibrium is what? In a chemical reaction, reactants as well as products should be in the same phase, same state. All should be in the gas. All should be in the either liquid or solid or the what gas. Only in one phase. Those reactions are called as what? If they attain the equilibrium, and they are called as what? Homogeneous equilibrium. Okay, right. Now, if the reaction is in all the if the homogeneous equilibrium is in the solid phase or the liquid phase, that time we'll use the word Kc, because for solids and liquids we use concentration term. Okay. Whereas if the homogeneous equilibrium is in the gaseous phase, where both are reactants and the products are in the what gaseous phase, that time how to express the concentration? Concentration of the gaseous reactants or the gaseous chemicals are expressed in their partial pressures. Okay, because PV equal to what? PV equal to nRT. What is PV? PV equal to nRT by V. So RT you keep separate. What is N by V? N by V is what? What is the number of moles? So number of moles by in a particular volume is concentration, no? So N by V is nothing but it is pressure only. Therefore, it is related. Both are related. That's why whenever a chemical reaction is in the gaseous phase, that is homogeneous, all gaseous, that time if you write the chemical equilibrium constant, that time you can use what? Don't use concentration term, use partial pressure term. Okay, and both are same only. Only thing is different way. If all are solid liquid, better word is Kc. If they are in the gaseous phase, better word is Kp. But both are same. Okay, right. Now please see this one. 2HF giving H2 plus F2. Okay, what is Kp? Because it is a gaseous phase, no? So partial pressure, right? Now what is the pressure? Pressure equal to CRT, N by V. Okay, so in place of P, so I have taken concentration RT, concentration RT, concentration RT, raised to the power as per the chemical equation, balanced chemical equation. Okay, now RT is common here. RT square in the numerator, RT square already there in the denominator, so both gets cancels. What left here? Kp equal to concentration of H2, concentration of F2 by concentration of HF to the power 2. What is this? This is nothing but Kc only, no? Kc only, because it is a concentration. That means what? Kp equal to Kc or Kc equal to Kp. This condition holds good when the reaction is in the gaseous phase, one condition. Second important condition is what? Number of moles on the LHS must be equal to the number of moles on the RHS. That time Kp becomes equal to Kc. Okay. But if they are unequal, please see this one. Okay. So when they are unequal, that time relation is what? Kp equal to Kc into RT to the power delta N. Okay, why delta N? This one. Kc equal to this equation. C is equal to what? In terms of partial pressure, NV by RT. So all RT you take one side, N by V. So N by V means what? It is the concentration of the C, of the D, of the A, of the B. That is nothing but what? Concentration of C, D by A, B is what? Kc only. So Kp equal to Kc RT to the power what? RT to the power C. This is what? RT to the power C into RT to the power D means what? RT to the power C plus D, and in the denominator RT to the power A into RT to the power B means what? RT to the power A plus B. When you go for the numerator by denominator, what is this? RT to the power C plus D minus, you take both in bracket. In the bracket C plus D minus one more bracket A plus B. That means difference in the number of moles of the product and the reactant. So for difference, what you use? Change delta. So delta Kb. Therefore, Kp equal to Kc into RT to the power delta N. This relation between Kp and Kc when the number of moles are different. In the previous case, they were same. 2 HI on the RHS, H2 I2 on the what RHS, HI on the what LHS, 2 moles of HI, 2 moles of H2 and the I2 together. But in the case of nitrogen reacting to the hydrogen, N2 plus 3H2 gives 2NH3. So in this equation, on the LHS, N2 plus 3H2, 4 moles are there. Whereas on the RHS product side, it is how many moles of ammonia? 2 moles of ammonia. So number of moles of reactant and the products are not same. They are unequal. They are different. That time relation between Kp and Kc is what? Kp equal to Kc into RT to the power delta n. When the number of moles on the LHS are reactant side and the product side are both are equal, that time Kp equal to Kc. Why? Because what is delta n? Change in the number of moles. When both are same, delta n is equal to 0. That time RT to the power 0, anything to the power 0 equal to what? 1. So Kp equal to Kc. So I think something is made clear today. Please go through all these slides once again. Then it becomes more clear. It only requires practice. Okay. So have a nice time. So we'll discuss the remaining part afterwards. Till then, have a nice time and thank you.